What makes this situation even more perplexing is how differently the government treats information about these underwater phenomena compared to their aerial counterparts. A curious asymmetry exists in how officials handle different types of UAP encounters, raising questions about what makes the underwater cases so sensitive. The pattern of secrecy. The classification levels applied to underwater phenomena reveal a calculated assessment by military and intelligence officials. While aerial UFO videos like the Nimitz, Go Fast, and gimbal footage have been declassified and officially released, underwater UFO encounters remain concealed behind much higher security barriers. This stark contrast in information handling provides important clues about how these phenomena are perceived within classified circles. According to Elizondo, the footage of underwater objects moving at 450 to 550 knots is maintained under significantly higher security classifications than their aerial counterparts. This isn't a minor bureaucratic distinction. Classification levels directly reflect the perceived sensitivity and potential national security implications of the information being protected. The heightened protection for underwater cases suggests they contain information that officials consider substantially more sensitive or potentially threatening. The Pentagon has taken measured steps toward transparency regarding aerial phenomena. In 2020, the Department of Defense officially released 3 Navy videos showing unexplained aerial encounters. They established a UAP task force to investigate these incidents and later created the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, to broaden the investigation scope. Yet when questioned specifically about underwater phenomena, the same officials typically offer no comment or actively redirect the conversation back to aerial encounters. This selective transparency pattern becomes even more apparent when examining the 2021 preliminary assessment on UAP and subsequent reports. These documents acknowledge transmedium capabilities, objects moving between air and water, but provide virtually no details about underwater operations specifically. The acknowledgement of the capability without elaboration on the underwater component represents a carefully constructed partial disclosure. Naval operations encounter these objects with surprising regularity. Submarine crews, surface vessel personnel, and specialized underwater monitoring systems repeatedly detect anomalous underwater phenomena. According to multiple sources with backgrounds in naval operations, these encounters occur frequently enough that many crews have developed unofficial protocols for dealing with them, despite official denial of their significance. Military personnel reporting underwater anomalies face additional hurdles compared to their counterparts reporting aerial phenomena. Naval crews describing underwater encounters often find their reports subject to higher classification levels immediately, restricting who can access this information. Personnel undergo more intensive debriefings, and in some cases, witnesses report being required to sign additional non-disclosure agreements specific to the underwater aspects of their encounters. This systematic pattern of greater restriction for underwater cases versus aerial ones suggests a deliberate policy distinction. The phenomenon itself isn't being treated uniformly across environments. Instead, underwater capabilities appear to receive special handling, indicating they may reveal more sensitive aspects of these objects' technology or purpose. One compelling explanation for this heightened secrecy involves technological significance. The physics of water movement creates far greater engineering challenges than air travel. An object demonstrating 550-knot underwater speeds with perfect control reveals more about its technological capabilities than the same object flying at equivalent or even greater speeds through air. The underwater environment forces technology to overcome exponentially greater resistance, pressure differentials, and material stress, making the capabilities demonstrated there more revealing about the underlying technology. Naval intelligence has potentially collected far more USO data than publicly acknowledged. The world's oceans are continuously monitored by sophisticated sonar networks originally designed to track submarine movements. These systems collect enormous amounts of acoustic data, with operators reporting transient sonar contacts that move at speeds and depths impossible for conventional submarines. This infrastructure likely captures USO movements regularly, building a dataset that remains entirely classified. The strategic significance of ocean dominance may also explain the secrecy disparity. Since World War II, naval superiority has been a cornerstone of American military power projection. Technologies that can move freely through water at speeds that render our most advanced underwater detection and weapon systems obsolete would represent a fundamental strategic vulnerability. Acknowledging such technology exists, especially if it can't be countered, could undermine confidence in naval forces that form the backbone of global military presence. The heightened secrecy surrounding USOs indicates they may represent a more significant technological or national security concern than their aerial counterparts. Objects operating with impossible capabilities underwater directly challenge strategic domains where the military has invested trillions of dollars in maintaining superiority. The ability to overcome water resistance at 550 knots demonstrates physics-defying capabilities more conclusively than similar aerial performance. This secrecy pattern suggests underwater phenomena may reveal more about these objects' origins and capabilities than aerial encounters. Water provides a more demanding environment that requires more advanced technology to navigate effectively.